Welcome to my classroom. My name is Lori Sherman, and I want to share a reading and discussion strategy with which I have had much success, Socratic Circles. This method of teaching, dating back to Socrates himself, is based on the principle that students learn best through questioning and discussing rather than lecture and memorization. Socratic Circles have the power to change the way students approach reading and how they think, discuss, and write about what they have read. Students are empowered to lead and manage the conversations about a text that happen in a Socratic Circle, with the teacher serving as moderator, and thus create a collaborative learning community where each student's voice is valued as much as the instructor's. The emphasis is not on right or wrong, but rather on asking appropriate questions and seeking out the thoughts of others on possible answers. So what does a Socratic Circle look like?
Students in the inner circle are the discussion group. These students will pose questions for the group to discuss. The teacher moderator may also pose questions to the group, but should avoid leading the conversation. The outer circle of students is serving as evaluators. They will listen to the conversation, focusing in on one assigned person, taking notes as necessary. At the conclusion of the discussion, this group will offer comments to the inner circle on what they did well and what they could have done better. Now let's look at the types of questions students will be expected to ask. The most basic question is the literal question, which is a fact-based question for which the answer can be found in the text. To demonstrate this, students will use Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter.
So who is Roger Chillingworth? He's Hester's husband.
He's also a doctor, and he's torturing Dimsdale.
A second level of questioning is the analysis-inference question. These questions often ask how or why and require students to analyze the text, read between the lines, and derive logical conclusions from what they know to be true about the text.
If I could have changed one thing about Puritan society, what would it have been?
She wishes that they were more understanding and open-minded about it.
She had to wear that big old A on her shirt.
It was a little harsh, though. He was gone for 7 years.
A final type of question is the synthesis question. These questions require students to reach beyond the text and consider the value, importance, and application of the information presented.
Penance for wrongdoings be public or private.
Kind of depends on what the wrongdoing is.
Yeah, like if it's a crime, like if you're a sex offender, the public should probably know because you want to have a sex offender working for you.
But if you don't wear your seatbelt during a car accident, you shouldn't be publicly embarrassed because you didn't wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, and an affair, like with the Scarlet Letter, that's down to the business of the people involved. It's not like, not everyone needs to know.
Yeah, you don't need your life, your home life
Yeah,
broadcast.
that's your personal affairs.
That's your personal.
Well, and you, like, somebody having an affair isn't going to affect the world any, like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're just going to,
it's not hurt your
catching.
safety. You're not going to, like...
Nobody else is like, yeah, you had an affair, so now everybody's going to have an affair. That's not how it works.
It is important that before attempting Socratic Circles, the teacher instruct the students on the roles, the question types, and the need to prepare prior to the discussion. It is imperative that students read the assigned material and prepare some questions ahead of time. Those spontaneous questions that arise from the conversation are encouraged. If students have a few of each kind of question prepared, there will be less dead air in the group. Students should also be given a rubric that outlines the expectations when participating in both the inner and outer circle. With the appropriate planning, practice, and instruction, Socratic Circles can create a classroom environment that fosters critical and creative thinking and facilitates the growth of students into productive, responsible learners.